I'm gay.
I know.
Hey everyone, if you're on the hunt for incredible British gay films, you're in the right place. Today we're diving into 20 amazing movies that capture everything from intense drama to feel-good romance, plus some classics that put British LGBTQ+ cinema on the map. Whether you're in the mood to laugh, cry, or just enjoy a great story, we've got something for you. So let's jump in. God's Own Country 2017. Starting off strong with God's Own Country, a film often compared to Brokeback Mountain, but with its own raw, unfiltered edge. Set in the stunning yet isolated Yorkshire countryside, it follows Johnny, a young farmer who's stuck in a rut of hard work, casual flings, and heavy drinking. Enter Gorge, a Romanian migrant worker hired to help on the farm, whose arrival brings more than just a helping hand. The connection that forms between Johnny and Georg is intense and transformative. It's not just about romance, it's about breaking down walls Johnny has put up all his life. The chemistry between them is electric, and the way the film uses the rugged, unforgiving landscape to mirror Johnny's emotional journey is powerful. This isn't a glossy love story, it's raw, gritty, and real, with performances that'll stick with you long after the credits roll. If you're looking for a story of love and healing that feels deeply grounded, God's Own Country is an absolute must-watch.
I'm gay.
I know.
Pride 2014. Next up, Pride is a film with heart, humor, and a story that proves that unlikely friendships can be the most powerful. Set in 1984, it follows a group of LGBTQ+ activists in London who decide to support striking miners in Wales. On paper, it sounds like an odd pairing, but what unfolds is a beautiful story of unity and resilience. The activists, led by the passionate Mark Ashton, bring color and energy to the miners' small Welsh village, and the initial tension between the two groups quickly turns into mutual respect. With an incredible cast, including Bill Nighy and Imelda Staunton, the film perfectly balances laugh-out-loud moments with deeply emotional ones. Pride isn't just a historical piece, it's a celebration of solidarity and the strength found in standing together even against all odds. If you want something that'll make you laugh, cry, and feel genuinely inspired, Pride is a must-watch. The Crying Game 1992. For a darker, more suspenseful pick, The Crying Game is a British thriller that breaks boundaries and keeps you guessing. The story follows Fergus, a former IRA member who develops an unexpected connection with Dill, the lover of a British soldier he once held captive. This connection becomes complicated by secrets and identity, and the film takes twists that were groundbreaking at the time. What makes The Crying Game so compelling is the way it layers mystery with complex themes of loyalty, love, and self-discovery. The story doesn't shy away from exploring uncomfortable truths, and the performances are captivating, pulling you right into the emotional tension. It's mysterious, bold, and has a twist that makes you reevaluate everything you've seen up to that point. For fans of thrillers with depth, The Crying Game is a must-watch that leaves a lasting impression.
Some things are just hard to say. I know.
Beautiful Thing 1996. Imagine first love blossoming in the most unexpected of places. A gritty London council estate. That's Beautiful Thing. Jamie is quiet, a bit of an outsider, while Stay, his neighbor, deals with a chaotic home life. Their connection grows slowly, hesitantly, and the backdrop of London life makes it all feel real and unpolished. What's wonderful about Beautiful Thing is its mix of humor and tenderness. It's not just a love story, it's a story about finding acceptance and kindness, even in the most challenging environments. And with a soundtrack full of Mama Cass hits, the film manages to be nostalgic and uplifting without ever feeling overdone. If you're in the mood for something gentle yet impactful, Beautiful Thing wraps you up in a warmth that stays long after the credits roll. My Beautiful Laundrette 1985. My Beautiful Laundrette dives straight into the clash of identities and cultures in 1980s London. We meet Omar, a young British-Pakistani man with big dreams, who reconnects with Johnny, a former skinhead and his old friend. Together, they take on the challenge of turning a rundown laundromat into something grand, a bold venture that brings them closer in ways they hadn't expected. The film is a masterclass in balancing tension and affection, with Omar and Johnny's relationship unfolding amidst social pressures, family expectations, and the challenges of Thatcher-era London. Their story is the one of defiance, against stereotypes, racial divides, prides and societal expectations. The chemistry between them is magnetic, but it's the gritty realism of their world that makes this film a British classic. My Beautiful Laundrette is both a love story and a cultural statement, one that resonates just as much today as it did when it first hit the screen. Quick break. If you're loving these picks so far, give this video a thumbs up and let us know in the comments which movie you're most excited to watch. Or if you've seen any already, share your thoughts. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more awesome recommendations. Let's dive back in.
Does it bother you that the chef here probably spits in his gazpacho soup?
That's an awful thought. What makes you think he spits in it?
I noticed the colour was a bit off.
Well, I prefer not to think about it. It's like thinking about how many people urinate in a public pool.
I'm one of the worst pool pissers there is, and I can't even swim.
The Hours and Times, 1991. The Hours and Times offers something entirely different, a quiet, imagined look into the life of Beatles manager Brian Epstein and his relationship with John Lennon. Set during a short trip to Barcelona, the film explores the deep connection and tension between these two iconic figures, hinting at something unspoken but powerful. What's fascinating about this film is its restraint. There's no flashy storytelling here, just two people in a small, intimate setting, revealing bits of themselves and the bond that might have existed between them. It's subtle, introspective, and for anyone who loves a character-driven narrative, this film draws you in without needing to shout. The Hours and Times is a gentle reflection on friendship, fame, and the blurry lines that sometimes emerge in between.
I know you read those books in the back.
How do you mean?
You'll understand then, I don't have to explain.
Understand what?
That I love you.
Maurice, 1987. Maurice is a sweeping period drama that captures the struggle and beauty of forbidden love in early 20th century England. Based on E.M. Forster's novel, the film follows Maurice Hall, a young man grappling with his attraction to men in a society where being openly gay could ruin his life. His journey from denial to self-acceptance is deeply moving, and the elegance of the British upper class is both alluring and oppressive, creating a perfect backdrop for his emotional turmoil. At the heart of Maurice is a love triangle that pulls him between two men. Clive, a reserved intellectual who shares Maurice's love but ultimately conforms to societal expectations, and Alec, a bold, working-class gamekeeper who represents freedom and passion. It's this tension between security and authenticity that drives Maurice to confront who he really is, no matter the cost. The cinematography is lush and atmospheric, with grand estates and pastoral English landscapes framing each step of Maurice's journey. It's a slow-burn romance that allows you to savor every glance, every word, and every painful decision. For anyone who appreciates historical drama with depth, Maurice is an unforgettable film that leaves you reflecting long after it ends. Weekend, 2011. Weekend takes a refreshing, stripped-down look at connection, intimacy, and the fleeting magic of a perfect moment. The film begins with Russell, a quiet guy, picking up Glenn, a more outspoken artist, at a club. What starts as a casual hookup turns into a 48-hour whirlwind of conversation, vulnerability, and undeniable chemistry. They talk about everything: love, art, coming out, and what it means to live authentically in a world that often tells them not to. What's powerful about Weekend is its rawness. There's no grand setup or Hollywood gloss, just two people in the small, ordinary spaces of life. A dingy flat, a bar, a tram. Each scene feels like you're eavesdropping on real conversations, and the dialogue is so natural that it makes you forget you're watching a film. The story is a reminder of how love and self-discovery can come in the simplest of forms, often when we least expect it. If you're into films that feel personal, like a snapshot of a moment in time, Weekend is an unforgettable experience that shows how brief encounters can sometimes leave the deepest impact. The Happy Prince, 2018. The Happy Prince is a haunting look at the final, painful years of Oscar Wilde's life. Rupert Everett, who also directed the film, gives a deeply layered performance as Wilde, portraying him as a man both brilliant and broken. Stripped of his former fame and fortune, Wilde drifts across Europe, haunted by memories of his lost love, Lord Alfred Douglas, and the life he left behind. The film captures Wilde's inner struggles with both humor and tragedy. His wit still shines, but it's tinged with bitterness and regret, as he recalls happier days while navigating the loneliness and hardship of exile. The visuals are beautifully somber, echoing Wilde's emotional journey, while Everett's portrayal offers a raw, vulnerable look at a man once adored and now forgotten by society. The Happy Prince is a moving tribute to Wilde's courage and resilience, making it a must-watch for anyone interested in the high cost of living authentically. Victim, 1961. Victim is a groundbreaking British classic that dared to confront the realities of homosexuality at a time when it was still illegal. The story centers on Melville Farr, a successful barrister who risks his reputation and career to fight a blackmail ring targeting gay men. Played with quiet strength by Dirk Bogarde, Farr is a man torn between societal expectations and a desire to stand up for what's right. What makes Victim so powerful is its atmosphere of tension and restraint, reflecting the fear and secrecy surrounding gay life in the 60s. Every interaction feels charged, as Farr grapples with the risk of exposing his own sexuality to bring justice to others. This isn't just a legal drama, it's a brave social statement that questioned the laws and attitudes of its time. Victim remains a significant piece of LGBTQ+ history in British cinema, a stark reminder of how far we've come and the courage it took to get there.
Would it matter if I was, Bernie?
No, that's me.
Rocketman, 2019. Rocketman is a musical visual extravaganza that brings the life of Elton John to the screen in all its flamboyant glory. Taron Egerton fully embodies Elton, capturing his rise from a shy, talented pianist to an international superstar struggling with fame, addiction, and his identity as a gay man. The film isn't a typical biopic. It's more like a fantastical journey through Elton's highs and lows, with each major life event punctuated by a vibrant musical number. From his bold outfits to his explosive stage performances, Rocketman gives you an inside look at Elton's inner world. Colorful, chaotic, and deeply emotional, the film doesn't shy away from Elton's struggles with his sexuality and self-acceptance, making it both a celebration of his music and a story of resilience. Benediction, 2021. Benediction is a beautifully crafted biopic about poet Siegfried Sassoon, a WWI hero whose disillusionment with war and struggles with his sexuality shape his life. Directed by Terence Davies, the film delves into Sassoon's relationships, particularly with other men in his literary circle, and his quest for inner peace. What sets Benediction apart is its poetic, reflective style. The film blends Sassoon's haunting war memories with moments of romance and introspection, giving us a layered portrait of a man torn between his public persona and private desires. It's a moving, visually striking piece, perfect for fans of historical dramas with emotional depth. All of Us Strangers, 2023. Alright, so let's talk about All of Us Strangers. Imagine moving back to your old childhood home, only to meet this mysterious neighbor who just gets you in ways you didn't even know you needed. That's basically what happens here. Our main guy is a screenwriter who's still haunted by his past, especially after losing his parents. He meets his downstairs neighbor, and this connection sparks something deep and pretty intense. But what's cool about this movie is that it's not just your average romance. It's more like a journey into his memories, as he tries to come to terms with his past while figuring out this new, unexpected relationship. The vibe is quiet and reflective, but still has this undercurrent of tension. If you're into those movies that mix love, nostalgia, and a bit of mystery, All of Us Strangers is one to put on your list. It's gonna hit you in all the feels.
Go on, get out, leave the men to men's business.
The Leather Boys, 1964. Alright, let's take it back to the 60s with the Leather Boys. Picture this, two young, working class guys tearing around on motorbikes, navigating life in London, and discovering a bond that's deeper than either of them expected. This movie gives you the grit of 60s Britain, mixed with a surprising storyline that tackles masculinity and sexuality way ahead of its time. Our main characters, Reggie and Dot, start off in a rocky marriage, but it's when Reggie starts hanging out with his biker friend Pete that things get interesting. There's this unspoken tension and connection between them that's really rare for films from that era. It's subtle but totally there. If you're into vintage cinema with a twist, The Leather Boys is this hidden gem that'll give you a raw, no-frills look at love and friendship from a whole different time. It's got that old school vibe, but still feels relatable today. The Naked Civil Servant, 1975. Alright, here's one for the bold. The Naked Civil Servant. This one's all about Quentin Crisp, a flamboyant, unapologetically gay man living his truth in mid-20th century England, a time when being openly gay could lead to serious backlash. And let's just say, Quentin didn't care. He walked around in makeup, dyed his hair red, and rocked whatever he wanted, regardless of the stares or threats. John Hurt plays Crisp with this mix of sass, courage, and vulnerability that makes you love him. It's not just a film. It's like watching a one-man revolution against society's rules. The naked civil servant dives into what it meant to be different when the world wasn't ready for it, and Crisp's story is both inspiring and surprisingly funny. If you want a film that's got guts, personality, and a main character who refuses to fit in, this one's for you. Dorian Gray, 2009. Alright, time for some gothic vibes with Dorian Gray. Imagine being so obsessed with staying young and beautiful that you'd do anything to keep it, even if it meant your soul was rotting in a hidden painting somewhere. That's the deal with Dorian, played by Ben Barnes, who makes a pact to stay forever young while his portrait ages and absorbs all his bad choices. This film dives into the hedonistic side of Victorian London, full of temptation, scandals, and secrets. And yeah, there's definitely a hint of chemistry with his mentor, Lord Henry, who pretty much pulls him into a life of decadence. It's dark, twisted, and visually rich with all the gothic charm you'd expect. If you're into moody dramas with a dash of the supernatural and a side of forbidden attraction, Dorian Gray is your ticket. The Servant, 1963. Alright, The Servant is a different kind of intense. This one's all about power, manipulation, and the blurred lines between control and obsession. We've got Tony, this wealthy young guy who hires Barrett, a manservant who's way too good at his job. Slowly but surely, Barrett flips the power dynamic, turning Tony's life upside down in some seriously twisted ways. The whole film has this tense, claustrophobic vibe, like you're watching a psychological game unravel between two people stuck in a battle of wills. There's also a layer of subtle attraction and control that keeps things interesting, hinting at way more than just employer-employee tension. If you like movies that mess with your head and keep you guessing who's really in control, The Servant is a total classic that delivers on mind games and drama. Quick question. Alright, we're diving into some incredible films here, so we'd love to know, what's your favorite LGBTQ+ movie of all time? Drop it in the comments, and let's see if we've got any hidden gems or popular classics in the mix. And don't forget to keep watching for more great recommendations.
I must be going.
Another Country, 1984. Another Country takes us back to an elite British boarding school in the 1930s, exploring themes of class, loyalty, and the personal cost of repression. Based loosely on the life of real-life spy Guy Burgess, this film follows Guy Bennett, a brilliant, openly gay student who's navigating the rigid social structure of his school. Bennett is charismatic and rebellious, refusing to conform to the school's traditional and sometimes hypocritical rules, which eventually sets him on a very different path. The setting is lush and refined, but underneath it lies a system that punishes difference, making Bennett's journey both inspiring and tragic. It's one of those films where every glance, every conversation is packed with tension. Rupert Everett delivers a standout performance as Bennett, bringing charm and depth to the role. If you're into films that mix historical intrigue with social commentary and a bit of rebellion, Another Country is an unforgettable watch.
Jamie New.
Me?
What do you want to be?
A performer.
Everybody's Talking About Jamie 2021. Everybody's Talking About Jamie is a splash of color, music, and heart that brings the story of Jamie New, a teenager with big dreams, to life. Based on the true story and hit musical, this film follows Jamie as he navigates high school, bullies, and family challenges with one clear goal: to become a drag queen. It's all about embracing who you are no matter what anyone else thinks. The visuals are vibrant and bold, capturing Jamie's spark and larger-than-life personality, especially in the musical numbers that bring an extra dose of joy and flair. Max Harwood shines as Jamie, giving us a mix of sass, vulnerability, and resilience that makes you root for him from start to finish. This isn't just a story about drag, it's a story about acceptance, courage, and learning to love yourself. If you're in the mood for something uplifting and packed with energy, Everybody's Talking About Jamie will have you singing along and feeling inspired.
Dankeschön, mein Liebling.
Holiday? I'm hoping for a little more than that.
Christopher and His Kind 2011. Christopher and His Kind transports you to the vibrant, gritty world of 1930s Berlin, where young writer Christopher Isherwood, played by Matt Smith, discovers a city alive with freedom and expression. As he dives into Berlin's underground LGBTQ+ scene, Christopher finds himself entangled in passionate love affairs and unexpected friendships, all set against the backdrop of a city on the brink of monumental change. The film explores not just love, but also the fierce, fleeting beauty of a world that's about to be forever altered by history. Matt Smith brings a mix of charm and intensity to Christopher, making you feel every bit of the excitement and eventual heartbreak as Berlin's freedom fades. For anyone interested in historical dramas with a sense of adventure and self-discovery, Christopher and His Kind is a mesmerizing journey through a time and place that celebrated individuality, even in the face of looming darkness. So which of these films are you most excited to watch? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and any other recommendations you might have. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this list, and be sure to subscribe for more top movie picks and reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.